so hard.
But you did it. You did the hard
one.
It's okay.
This is me finishing the swim of my first ever triathlon. And I wasn't just near the back. I was literally the last person out of the water. I was so far behind that for most of the swim, I had my own dedicated spotter following me in a kayak. But I knew that if I could tough it out and finish the swim, I was plenty prepared for the rest of the race. The real question was, after starting the race in dead last, could I catch up with anyone before the finish? For anyone unfamiliar with triathlons, every race follows the same basic order. You swim, bike, and then run. There are several common distances, and for my first race, I decided to skip the shortest option and do an Olympic distance triathlon. My reasoning was that I already knew I could bike 28 miles and run 6. A shorter bike and run didn't really feel like much of a challenge. I knew the swim would be difficult regardless of the distance, so I thought, what's another half a mile? As it turns out, another half a mile of swimming is a lot when you can barely finish the first half mile.
First triathlon. Very nervous for the swim. I'll be very excited once the swim is over. The water's pretty warm and it is wetsuit legal, so I'm all ready to go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
To be fair, I did train for the swim. There was just several problems with my training choices that set me up for failure. Most of my practice happened in a pool, even though I knew that the swim was going to be in an open lake. This makes it harder because there's no wall to push off, and more importantly, there's no lane line to follow. And lastly, I did a lot of my training with a snorkel. I found it really hard to find a comfortable breathing rhythm when doing the freestyle stroke. So rather than fix that during my training, I figured if I can improve my endurance, I'll just figure out the breathing during the race. The problem was, I did not figure it out. Every time I started to swim freestyle, the same two things would happen. I would get out of breath, then when I stopped to recover and look up, I would realize that I had veered way off course. Here is the course map, and here is a recreation of what it probably looked like me attempting to swim the course map. I eventually switched to the backstroke, which is a lot slower, but I could breathe continuously and I could look at a landmark on shore to make sure that I was going in the right direction. 15 minutes into the race, the entire group was way far ahead of me and I was completely alone. Multiple times while swimming, I contemplated quitting. I knew all I had to do was stop and wave my hands and someone would come and pick me up in a boat and bring me back to shore. I knew I would be allowed to finish the bike and run, but just not get a time. But I was so motivated to finish my first triathlon that I just kept going. I literally just kept repeating in my head, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
I had tried to do the freestyle a few more times with no success, but after 55 minutes of the backstroke, I finally made it back to shore.
Way to go, man! Woo! Woo! You did it!
That was so hard.
I did it all. I played pretend. I moved the mountains to be your friend.
Mentally, I was in a completely different spot as soon as the swim was over. The swim had gone as bad as it possibly could have, but I knew that I had done enough to prepare for the bike and run. I had biked 28 miles plenty of times, so I was excited to see just how much ground I could make up. My legs still felt surprisingly fresh, and I started the bike strong. The bike course consisted of two 14-mile loops, and about halfway through the first loop is when I first started passing people. The course is known for being fairly flat, so I was actually able to average a speed of about 17 miles per hour, which is pretty good for me.
You ready for this run?
Yeah.
Excited?
and I wouldn't say excited, but
I know, but
ready to get it
what
done.
what would David Goggins say?
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
I would consider myself a pretty confident runner, just not a very fast one. On fresh legs, I can do a 10K in about an hour, just under. But considering I had just swam and biked for almost 3 hours, my conservative goal was an hour and 20. But when I started running, my legs literally felt like Forrest Gump when he was running with those braces. So an hour 20 seemed like a lofty goal. Luckily, my legs loosened up and I was able to complete my first mile in actually a pretty good time.
Just finished mile 1. I'm actually feeling pretty good after that 28-mile bike ride. Did the first mile in a 9-minute and 20-second pace. You just gotta keep it up. 3 miles down, halfway done. Was a little bit slower on this one. Had to make a porta potty stop. Feeling good though. You gotta dig deep for the last mile. David Goggins, stay hard.
Just overall and the overall top three.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
How you feel?
Feel good.
What was your pace?
Just over 10:13.
Oh, that's great. You're awesome. How you feel?
I feel good.
Great.
On everything we could have been.
Well, it's a couple days post-race. Although I was the last to finish the swim, I wasn't the last to finish the race. But most importantly, I finished the race. That was my only goal setting out, and I'm still extremely proud of myself for completing that goal. That wasn't the performance I had envisioned when I signed up, but I still had a fantastic day. The weather was gorgeous. I had my wife and beautiful daughter there cheering me on, along with my mom, and this will not be my last triathlon. I have a goal of completing an Ironman 70.3. I don't know when I'll attempt to do that. It's a huge stretch goal for me to do a full Ironman, but that requires so much training. I don't know if or when I'll ever get to it. But one thing I do know is that I'll be doing a lot more swimming in the future and probably without a snorkel. If you've ever done a triathlon, I'd love to hear any tips or tricks down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and I got another video for you to watch here. Otherwise, that'll do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.